For 12 years, every Sunday morning, the old man visited the same grave. Rain, snow, summer heat. It didn't matter. He always came. Same time, same flowers, same wooden bench nearby. People at the cemetery began recognizing him. Some assumed he had lost a wife. Others thought it was a child. Nobody asked, because grief has a way of making strangers stay quiet. Every Sunday, he would clean the headstone, pull weeds from the grass, replace old flowers with fresh ones, then sit there for hours, sometimes speaking softly, sometimes saying nothing at all. The strange part was this: the grave didn't belong to anyone he knew. At least, that's what everyone believed. His name was Michael. And for 12 years, he carried a secret he had never told another person. This story began on a rainy night. 12 years earlier, Michael was 22, young, angry, convinced he had his whole life ahead of him. That evening, he left a party after an argument, not drunk, just distracted. His phone kept buzzing, call after call, message after message. But Michael ignored everyone. He didn't want to talk, especially not to his father. The two hadn't spoken properly in months. Every conversation turned into a fight. Every disagreement became a war. Michael was tired of it, so he silenced the phone and drove away. Minutes later, everything changed. Headlights appeared through heavy rain. A car lost control. Metal screamed. Glass exploded. And suddenly, the world went black. Michael survived. The other driver didn't. The police told him it wasn't entirely his fault. The road conditions were terrible. Visibility was almost zero. But those words meant nothing, because someone was still dead, and Michael never stopped blaming himself. Weeks later, he learned where the other driver had been buried. For reasons he couldn't explain, he went there just once. Or at least, that was the plan. He stood beside the grave, said nothing, then left. The following Sunday, he returned, and then the Sunday after that. Eventually, it became a ritual, a punishment, a debt he believed he owed, year after year, Sunday after Sunday. While the rest of the world moved on, Michael stayed trapped in that rainy night. His friends got married, had children, built careers. Michael drifted through life half awake, never allowing himself happiness, never believing he deserved it. Every promotion felt wrong, every laugh felt stolen, every good day carried guilt, because somewhere beneath the ground was a person who never got another chance. And Michael couldn't forget that. His father tried to help for years, calls, visits, letters, birthday cards, invitations, anything. But Michael pushed him away, again and again and again. Eventually the call stopped, the letters stopped, everything stopped. Michael told himself he didn't care, but deep down, he knew he was lying. Then one Sunday, 12 years after the accident, something changed. An elderly groundskeeper approached him. The man had seen Michael visit for years, every week, without fail. Finally, he asked, "Have you ever actually read the name?" Michael frowned. "What?" "The name on the stone." Michael looked away, because the answer was no. Not once. For 12 years, he had never stepped close enough. The grave represented guilt, pain, punishment. The name never mattered. The groundskeeper nodded slowly, then said something Michael would never forget. "Maybe it's time." That afternoon, for the first time, Michael walked directly toward the headstone. His heart pounded. Every step felt heavier than the last. 12 years. 12 years of fear. 12 years of guilt. 12 years of avoiding the truth. Finally, he reached the grave. His eyes dropped to the name, and everything inside him stopped. because the name wasn't a stranger. It wasn't the driver from the accident. It wasn't anyone connected to that night. The name was Thomas Reed. His father. Michael stared at the stone, unable to breathe, unable to think. His father. His father had been buried there for almost 3 years. 3 years. And he never knew. His knees gave out. He collapsed onto the wet grass, confused, terrified, broken. Later. The groundskeeper explained everything. After the accident, Michael's father had visited the cemetery too, not because he blamed his son, because he was worried about him. The old man watched his son disappear into guilt, watched him isolate himself, watched him slowly stop living, year after year. He tried everything. Nothing worked. Then one day, his heart failed. And before he died, he made one request. Bury me here. Near the place my son keeps returning. Maybe one day he'll finally come close enough to find me. When Michael heard those words, he cried harder than he had since childhood, because suddenly he understood. The tragedy wasn't only the accident. The tragedy was the years he lost afterward, the phone calls he ignored, the visits he refused, the forgiveness he never accepted. For 12 years, he thought he was honoring a stranger, but every Sunday, he had really been sitting beside the person who loved him most. And for the first time in 12 years, Michael stopped asking himself how to punish the man he used to be, and started asking how to become someone his father would be proud of. Because sometimes, the people we spend years searching for have been waiting beside us all along.